welcome back to my channel if you're new. Hi, this is my channel, I'm Rich Helka and I hope you are doing well. So, it's been a while. I have been recovering from a throat infection, so I'm finally back to it. I am recording videos and recording more gaming videos. I'm just very happy to be talking to the camera again, talking to you guys because I have missed it. I was able to talk, but like I could not move my head. I couldn't. It was horrible, guys. Seriously horrible. So I'm just very, very happy to be back. I'm back on a proper schedule, and it is November. 1st of November. It is, wow. I both feel like it's going so quickly and so slowly. I will hopefully, fingers crossed, be weekly vlogging. I was going to daily vlog, but then I realised I'm probably going to do Vlogmas. So I don't want to do like all daily vlog and then more daily vlogs, because obviously my life is not that interesting because it's just a bunch of law work and assessment time is coming up, so it's not going to be that interesting for you guys. But this is a very, very long intro to a book review, because I have read this. It is so pretty and it was great, and look how big it was. It took me, I think it was 3 days. It kept me company while I had a throat infection anyway, so let's just get right on into the video. Warning, this will probably have spoilers in it because I can never remember if what I say is going to be a spoiler or not, so I'm just going to say spoiler now, and if there's no spoilers, there's no spoilers, but there probably will be. But yes, for those of you who don't know, this is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J Maas. This is the final Throne of Glass book. It is my favourite fantasy series. I mean, unless you count the Mortal Instruments, but that to me, even though it is technically fantasy, that's like an urban fantasy. This is like a fancy, I don't know. Anyway, I am very excited to have finished this book. It was bittersweet because it's great that it was a great book and it ended beautifully, but then it's also over, so there's no more Throne of Glass books. But now I'm going to move on to A Court of Thorn and Roses, that series, because I haven't read that yet. I mean, it was heart-wrenching. Not as heart-wrenching as Empire of Storms, in my opinion, because Empire of Storms broke me, like absolutely destroyed me. But there were elements to this book that I cry in nearly all of her books now, because she just kills people or makes sad stories that don't need to be there. She's cruel. But it was especially when the there are spoilers. It's especially where the 13, she killed off all of the 13, and I'm like, you can't just do that. One of the greatest squads of all time, and you just decide to kill them off. I cried through that entire scene. I mean, it was great. I mean, it was a noble ending and it was great, don't get me wrong. But why'd you have to kill them? And the poor wyverns as well, Abraxas' mate, and I'm just sat there like, I mean, the amount of times I had to just pause and put the book down and just like take it all in. And I was just like, it's a good thing I had a throat infection and nowhere else to be, because oh my god, I don't think I could have put this book down. I would have missed lectures for a whole different reason. It was nearly 1,000 pages long, and I think that's one of the longest books I've ever read. I zoomed through it. I mean, it's so good, so good. And the thing is, I don't know how she would have been able to cut it down even more, because some people are like, oh my god, why is it nearly 1,000 pages? Like, her books just keep getting longer and longer. And because Tower of Dawn and Empire Storms, they were quite long ones compared to the original Throne of Glass. I think the original Throne of Glass was the shortest one, but I don't think she could have got, well, she couldn't have got everything she wanted to get in less than these amount of pages. So I'm glad I wasn't bothered that it was a long book, because it's the last book. If you're gonna make any book the longest, make it the last one, okay? It just makes sense. And yeah, so I didn't mind that. A little nitpicky, just a little, well, I had two issues with this book. Not major issues, just issues that I thought, really? One of those being the whole lock situation. So obviously, the bloodline, it was Dorian or Aelin could close the lock and obviously seal Erwin, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but the bad dude, seal him away for all eternity, blah blah blah, so they won't have to deal with him. The way she did that, I don't see, the thing is, anytime I say this, people are always like, well, what would you do differently? I don't know what I would have done differently, but I just wouldn't have done it this way. It seemed like she just scoured the internet for all of these fan theories, got the most popular ones, and threw them into the book. Because obviously I didn't expect her to kill off her main character. So that wasn't a shock that didn't happen. I did not expect that. I would have been absolutely shooketh if she had, but no, I didn't expect that, because it's not a completely, I mean, it's angsty, this series, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a completely like rip your heart out, smash to the floor, this is how it ends, enjoy type thing. It's a angst with a happy ending, which is great. I love those as like my favourite. So no, I did not expect her to die, and she didn't, which is great. And I would have been surprised if she killed off Dorian. And I know there's loads of Dorian fangirls out there, but I seriously wouldn't have minded if they killed him off. He got more annoying as it went on. People seem to love him more, and I'm just like, no, I don't know. He just seemed too, I don't know. I didn't like him in this book, but he was important for the story, so I didn't mind him, but he was like my least favourite one in there, if you don't count Kale, but then Kale sort of redeemed himself in Tower of Dawn, so. But yeah, so I wouldn't have been surprised to kill Dorian, but she didn't kill either of them. She brought back the dead king, which, okay, sure, right, that was unexpected, don't get me wrong, that was cool, pretty cool, sort of redeemed himself and all that. That was a nice tie-in, for the end book. I thought that was a really good tie-in, so that I didn't mind. And I suspected that she might take away Aylin's powers rather than kill her, which they did, but it was like, I don't know, it just seemed very tacky, that whole sequence in the lock and stuff like that, and it just seemed very rushed. And as I said, I don't know what I would have done differently, but it's not what I expected. But I do love that it happened in Endover, and it even said in the book, Endovia, sorry. They actually said in the book that she sort of began here and now she ends here, and that was quite poetic and quite cool. I enjoyed that. But yeah, I don't know, the whole lock sequence to me just seemed very, very tacky. But it wasn't a major part, well, talking about it was a major part of the book, but like the whole scene wasn't a major part of the book, so I didn't mind that. What was a major part of the book was all the battle sequences. Now obviously it's the final book, they're at war, of course there's going to be battle sequences, and don't get me wrong, I love a good battle sequence and I love a good fight sequence, but it just seemed like a lot, like especially with Adian and Lysandra. I mean, those two are cute, love them to pieces, and I'm glad they ended up together, but I don't know. I mean, it reminded me a lot, this book reminded me a lot of Game of Thrones, with all the battle sequences and whatnot. I think it was just because, as much as I love Adian and Lysandra, they weren't who I was hoping to focus on in the book. Obviously I wanted to focus on Rowan and Aelin, and a lot of the beginning of the book was obviously Aelin in the Iron Box, which was, oh my god, heart-wrenching, all those entire things, and then Rowan obviously wanting to find her, and Lorcan. It was great. So the battle sequences were really, really, really good, on point. She describes them beautifully, very visual, it was great, but it just seemed like a lot. So there wasn't a lot of romance well, there was romance in this book, but there wasn't a lot of romance as compared to what other books. Obviously they're at war, so she wanted to focus on the battle sequence and not the romance. But where there was romance, like when Elodie went to go find Lorcan, I nearly screamed. Okay, that was beautiful and cute, and he said he loved it, and I was like, I found that all of the ships I wanted to end up together ended up together, so it was all good. Although Dorian and Manon, I sort of ended up together. I mean, they're great and I love them together. They should end up together. I'm sure technically they are together, but I don't know, the way it ended, like obviously you got Lorcan being Lord Locan. It's great. You got Adian and Lysandra, you've obviously got Rowan and Aelin, Kale and Irene. So yeah, all that was cute and gorgeous and all that. But yeah, Manon and Dorian sort of just left it, and I was like, no, I need closure. Do they end up together? Do they not? But yeah, basically all the main people got together that needed to get together. But obviously Rowan and Aelin are literally my OTP of like all time. That was great. They belong together. But what really, really upset me, besides the 13 dying, was that she killed off Gavriel. How can you kill off Gavriel? I mean, or kill him off, but at least give us some more scenes with him and Adian instead of that one lingering moment and then he shuts the door. I mean, it was so stupid how he died. Like he could have easily, as Adian said, kept behind the walls and help them shut the door. There was no reason for him to stay outside the walls other than a really dramatic death. It's like, no, what are you doing? That's not how this works. And during that lock sequence, as I said, I haven't read A Court of Thorn and Roses yet, but and forgive me if I pronounce these wrong, but those two fae who, when she was travelling through the world, who helped her was definitely Rhys and Feyre, I don't know how to pronounce her name. The two main people from that was definitely the people who helped Aileen slow down so she could get back to her world, which is cute. I like that little snippet from Sarah J Maas, and even though I haven't read it, I got it because obviously it's all in the fandom. They're all freaking intertwined anyway. And the ending, I mean, I didn't know how this was going to end, but the ending was absolutely beautiful. I'm tearing up still thinking about it, but it was when the King's Flame finally bloomed in Terrace again, and I was just sat there like, oh my god, I was a mess by the end of it. Happy tears when everyone departed and stuff like that, and I was just like, I still can't believe it's over. It's just, I mean, she's got A Court of Thorn and Roses. I don't know if that series is finished. I know there's 4 books. There's 4 books. I don't know if that's finished, but if that is finished, she's gonna need to make a whole new series because I can't deal with not reading these books. I just can't. It was fantastic, and after reading these books, it makes you want, well, it makes me want to get a freaking tattoo to commemorate it, and it was just the most beautiful series, a gorgeous ending, and I'm so glad it ended with, obviously it had to end with Aileen because that's who started the series, but I'm glad it ended with her and Rowan in Orinth, in Terrace, and then the King's Flame blooming all over the place, and I'm just like, ah! And it is just, oh my god, so gorgeous. If you have not read this series, go and read this series. Obviously I've just like spoiled how it ends, but if you don't mind spoilers, read it anyway. Or if you've read it, comment down below what you thought of it and what your feelings are with Kingdom of Ash, because I need people to talk to, guys. I am a mess. That's been me. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit a thumbs up down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. As I said, comment down below if you have read this book and what you thought about it. We need to start a conversation, big fangirl conversations down below, because I am screaming still. I cannot get over it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to my internet family already. There should be a big red subscribe button down below in this area. There should be a bell next to the big red subscribe button so you can be notified of when I do upload. Although YouTube's going a bit skew-whiff still because of something to do with the algorithm or whatever, so I don't know if that works, but click it anyway. It might work, it might not. I usually upload Tuesdays and Friday, but obviously since I've been away, this is coming to you early. And as I said, I will be doing weekly vlogs, fingers crossed, so keep an eye out for them. And all of my social media is linked down below. I am always on there, so follow me on there, and I will see you guys in the next video.